Do I see another dot?
We're in this now.
I'm hitting record.
There we go.
I think we're all here.
Sweet.
This may have been the most difficult time I've had.
We apologize.
I don't think it's
We
your fault.
apologize.
It's not your fault. I'm not blaming you.
Oh.
You know, technology today is not all it's made out to be.
It's not.
You know,
Agreed.
It's unbelievable. Jared and I had a great discussion so far. It's basically over. So Chris,
just
Chris,
like
thanks
that.
for coming. Yeah, Chris, thanks for coming. It's
Well,
been
thanks
real.
for having me.
It's
Hey.
been real, but you're no longer needed. I think Jerry. This is all Jerry's fault. He wanted to be on the top left of the screen. He's like, I need to be on top.
Understandable.
Chris is the power bottom, and Jerry is the what is that? What's the top? What's the top called?
I don't know.
Power bottom, something top. I forget.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
See, I'm trying to think of the Beatles Let It Be album, and if I recall, on the top left corner, is that John Lennon on the cover on the top
Yeah.
left?
On
Okay.
the top left is John, and then the right would be Paul.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
wanted to be on the John Lennon section, so there we
Oh,
go.
okay.
Okay.
Well, it didn't happen, so.
Oh, I'll take
Well,
it. You know,
hope
I'll
you're
take
happy.
any section. It's cool.
Well, guys, thanks for joining me. We got Chris and Jerry from the band Stay Loud. A lot of stuff going on with these guys. So thank you for joining me. And it was kind of a last second thing. So, you know, these glitches, I guess, are supposed to happen.
Thank you for having us. And you know what? It's technology.
Yeah. But we're here. We're
We are
doing it. We're doing it. And you guys have a new album coming out June 10th.
June 10th.
Correct.
June 10th. Sophomore Slump, right?
Correct.
And you have 2 singles out right now off of that album. Wow, that's a great price, and Perennials. Correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Correct.
Good,
Yep.
Good. So anyone watching or listening to this, go stream those. They're 2 very good songs. And we're going to get into all that stuff today, maybe some personal stuff, some fun stuff.
All right. Let's do
Well,
it.
We have the Take a Shot segment where I have listeners and fans of the podcast and fans of you guys getting involved. Unfortunately, I did it last minute today, so it didn't have a lot of time to live on the internet. It's a new feature brought to you by the V Spot Bar in Scranton. And so I forgot to do it when we confirmed 2 days ago. So that's on me. Sorry, Vinny. I apologize. And sorry for the lack of engagement for you guys. But I had a whole thing. So I was gonna do a shot, right? Because like the whole feature is called Take a Shot. So I wanted
Right.
like listeners to like take a shot and ask questions, right? And then they have a chance to have their questions be asked in the podcast. And then you guys have a fantastic song called One Shot. So it all kind of tied together, and I was gonna do a shot, like a real shot, a liquor shot.
Worked
But
out.
I'm not feeling 100% tonight. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm trying to fight off some kind of bug my kid may have brought home from daycare.
It's very possible.
Or what it is. But yeah, so I'm like, I probably shouldn't destroy my body. I'm very old now, so it's like
No.
any shots can really do a number on me.
I will say anymore, 3 beers or so the next morning, it's not the same.
But you guys are young. What are you doing?
I don't know.
I think Chris is too much into fitness.
I try to be. I
That's
really do.
Yeah, that's where you're going wrong.
I know. Trust me, I know.
You worry about that when you get old like me. Like right now, I mean, you ride that body into the rocks right now.
Right down to the ground.
Ride that right into the rocks. And then when you get to the mid-30s, closing on the 40s, be like, you know what? This body served me well, but it's time to take care of it.
See, I'm trying to just do it now. So this way when I get there.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I think
So
I'm at that point where I just kind of wear it off. So that
My
shit is
fiance would love for me to stay home every day. That'd be great.
Yeah. It's a lot of
Yeah.
work, man. I don't know how you do it. And it's funny because I started listening. I listened to a lot of podcasts, and one was Joe Rogan, and he had a guest on, and they were talking about just do one thing, like one small thing. You don't have to like get a gym membership tomorrow. and go nuts and or P90X and shit like that. They're just like, do one thing. So I heard that, I took it in and I went home and I went to my basement and I grabbed my 2 kettlebells and I said, every morning I'm going to do something. I'm going to do one thing, maybe some squats with the kettlebell, maybe some push-ups. So I went home that night. That was last Thursday, actually.
Nice.
Went home, grabbed them, took them up to my bedroom. And I have not done anything since.
And you know why? Because you're home.
Well, I said I was going to wake up and do it, like start the day off right, get the heart going, get the
Right.
blood pumping, like get ants, But I roll over and I look at the side of the room where they are, and I can see them every morning when I wake up. I mean, they're there.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? My problem is too, I go to bed way too late.
Oh, that'll do it. Yeah.
I know that feeling.
So, I mean, like for me, like nighttime is the only time that I really get to like have Johnny time, right? The kid's in
Right.
bed. The wife eventually goes to bed. She stays up late too. So I like wait her out. She goes up to bed and I'll watch some TV downstairs. I'll watch what I want to watch. Then I go up and while she's sleeping, I, continue to watch more TV. It's very silly. It's very silly. It's a waste of time, but it is what it is.
Now you got to have that time. It's important.
It is.
But I need all the time. I need all the time. I need workout time. I need family time. I need work time. I need
hard,
stay
man.
loud time. I need stay loud. It's been so long since I've seen you guys. It really has.
It's been a minute.
I think Jerry and I did like a Instagram live thing back.
We did.
Probably 3 years ago or so. I think he's frozen now.
That was at like the start of the pandemic, I think, when we did that one.
Yeah. So about 2 years ago. Jerry's frozen, by the way.
Oh man.
Good job, Jerry.
Just keep
I am.
talking. We don't have time.
Oh no.
You can always like go out and come back in, maybe if you're allowed. There you go. Oh, he's moving.
There
He's
he
moving.
is. He's lagging.
Yeah, he's lagging. So just push through without him. Must be that internet.
Yeah.
Jerry's
What do you
in-
got? Walmart connection there, Jerry?
Here's the thing, Chris. I invited you. You know what? I'm like, Chris is responsible. I don't need these other clowns getting involved. And then I made a mistake. I said, about an hour before this podcast started, I said, hey, I hope you know that everyone's invited.
Probably my internet.
I said, Chris, everyone's invited. I hope you know that, right? And you're like, yes, absolutely. And then Jerry comes. And every time, ever since Jerry came, it's been a mess.
Good job, Jerry.
All a part of my plan.
You're doing great, buddy.
We'll just keep pushing through without him.
We are.
Chris and I'll talk. But yeah, I mean, so Jerry and I hung out on Instagram Live right before one of the alt native shows, and we had a good time there. But I know, like, I've been out a few times at local shows. I know you guys have scheduled some shows, especially recently, and I know you have one, I think, tomorrow night. Unfortunately, this podcast will go up after that show's over, I think, right?
Yeah, tomorrow night we're playing.
Yeah, today is, for frame of reference, today is May 19th. It's Thursday. Their show is the 20th, but this will go up next week. But you've got lots going on. You got the new record coming out, like we said, June 10th. So just talk a little bit about what you guys have been up to. I would love to hear what's been going on in your lives. I try and keep up on social media, but I've done a poor job at that recently. So what's Stay Loud been up to recently?
Oof. Well, Jerry knows there's a lot of stuff just in the works right now. The album's coming out, 15-song monster.
15 songs.
15.
That is a monster.
You could thank the pandemic for that.
That's great.
Yeah, we originally were gonna do what, like a 4-song EP or something.
Yeah, that was the original plan. We had like 4 songs planned. We spent probably like a month preparing it. We had an idea of what we wanted. We spoke to Eric Navrosky of Novo Studios.
Love Eric.
We were planning studio time, and again, this was like February of 2020. So obviously, right before the shutdown officially happened. So like we were preparing, everything shut down, and we met a couple times here and there during the pandemic, and then more song ideas came to the point that we now have 15 songs. And those 4 songs that we did right early on are on the album. So
They are.
it's kind of funny seeing how it started and then how it actually turned out. But honestly, it's for the best because it's a lot of good stuff.
That's like unheard of right now, especially in a world and an age where it's all about the singles, and a lot of bands put out 3-4 singles and they put it out an EP.
Yeah.
They're going to do that. Then they go
See,
back to the
like-
drawing board and they constantly just pumping out music. What's the madness, the method behind the madness of just releasing all of this at once?
Well, personally, my opinion, as much as I love how the new play is to release like 4 or 5 singles and the album comes out, but then the album comes out and you have like 3 songs left, and it's like, well, what did I wait all this time for if you could have just released it? Now, I like being a little daring, especially with this big record. Now, especially when we do release it, we'll have some cushion time, so when we do start working on the next stuff, we have 15 new songs out. This way we don't have to rush technically right back into something else. So I don't know.
So I saw you did for Wow, that's a great price. You did a music video for that. Very well done. Duds was involved.
Yes.
I saw Duds in the wild.
Oh my gosh.
Last Saturday. I'm going to show you guys a picture. Duds in the wild.
Majestic.
Yeah, I coach my kids' t-ball team, right?
Right.
And I look over and I see this magnificent beard and this magnificent
coming.
head of hair. And he was like a rare bird. Hope you guys can see this. He's perched on top of a
Oh my
fence.
God, there he is.
Oh my God,
There he is.
that's amazing.
Perched on top of a fence. I got him. And I sent a picture over to him via Facebook Messenger, and I watched him, look down in his pocket like he was, saying, "Who's bothering me right now?" He dug his hand in his pocket, and pulled it out, and he smiled.
Yeah, he's
That's awesome.
fantastic.
He's the best.
He is.
He is,
the
yeah.
best.
Like we were doing trying to get somebody to be a janitor, and he was the first person that came to mind, and he did it. We didn't even ask him to get anything. He went out, he bought like the jumpsuit and everything, and he was just prepared.
Yeah. He was more prepared than us.
Sure,
Facts, though. Facts.
Yeah.
I believe that. No offense to you guys. I'm just that's that's Duds. That's Duds.
He came, conquered, left. That's
Yeah.
what he did.
He shredded that mop guitar or broom guitar. I forget what it was exactly.
Yeah, it was a broom and a mop, and
Was a mop.
it was funny when we were doing it. He's like, "What do I do?" He's like, "You gotta just fake play it." He's like, "I don't know how to do that." I'm like, "Just do it." Like,
Shred it.
yeah.
So how-
He doesn't know how to fake. How to actually shred.
I get it. It's fair. That's fair. But what was it like making that video? And who did it?
So we went with Novro Studios again.
Okay, cool.
Sarah and Eric Novrotsky. It was just a great experience. We're definitely going to do another one with them at some point this year, probably after the summer. And they worked with us. We were able to figure out a time frame, like a whole story for it, how we were going to shoot it. It was just really organized, and it went really, really fast, and it was just great. I don't know. What do you think, Jerry?
Yeah, no, it was definitely because that song is technically our 3rd actual music video. Because we did a music video for our first song, Goodbye, and then we did a video for Baby. And with those 2 music videos, it was essentially like a basic band performance type of music video.
Right.
So then this one, the fact that we had more shots of Duds as a janitor. So therefore, we're kind of telling a story with this video. So we kind of had to actually sit down and really think like, oh, what do we want Duds doing? Do we want him like in a classroom, like just jamming out? playing with the mop as if it's a guitar. So definitely a lot of storyboarding, if we want to use that term, but like really just planning out like what we want to do. And Sarah was, Sarah and Eric, they're both just phenomenal to work with. Like just the ideas that they had, like we would shoot off ideas and then they would see if it's possible. And like a lot of the ideas that everyone in this video like brought up were pretty much used in the video. So it was a great team effort, and honestly it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Would do it again.
Yes.
Was that one day?
One day.
Shoot? Very cool.
We did get a little worried towards the end. We didn't think we were going to finish it, but we did. So because we got a lot of classroom shots, which is going to be used for like album promotion very soon, and we didn't think we were going to get to that point. But everything worked out smoothly, and we got everything all done.
Yeah, a lot of the photos look great too. And I don't know if I looked the photo that I shared today with you guys in a classroom. Great shot. I don't think I gave credit to the photographer on that. So if it was Eric or
it was Louis Hassan.
Oh, okay.
Louis Hassan.
Shout out to him. I apologize for not tagging you on social media. I'll get there. But yeah, so it's so interesting how important it is to like kind of have that plan, right? I mean, you want to be able to make sure you have the video content to keep being able to share and continuously promote, and the photos, and it's not like you can just do a video and that's it. Like there's a lot that goes into stuff outside of that these days.
Oh, yeah. Especially like we've been gone for 2 years, right? So when we wanted to make sure when we came back that we had everything ready, it was done, for the foreseeable couple months. So like you'll be seeing for the next few months, we're going to be dropping a lot of content like every few weeks, just boom, 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 boom. So, which was very important to us too, because we wanted to try and come back a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
than we usually would have, just being like, hey, here's a record. Like we want to try and hype it up a little bit more and be a little bit more professional.
Some might say you wanted to come back loud.
For a low price.
Professional. Wow, that's a low price. What's the meaning behind that song? Is there one, or just kind of
so
is that like a little bit of Panic at the Disco?
The funny thing about this album, it's really funny about this album is that most of the song titles have nothing to do with the song. A lot of the song titles are literally their working titles, and it's like, okay, we'll get official titles at some point, and then we just never got around to it. Yeah, and it's like, you know what? Let's just keep the working titles.
But like, what's cool though too is like when we dropped Wow It's Low Price, we kind of like the whole time we were recording and writing the record, we kind of gave like, let's kind of give like We Don't Really Care vibes.
Yeah.
So like the single artwork for Wow It's Low Price is like a psychedelic cat. It's nothing to do with the song or the song title. It's just there.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Just because, why not? It's fun.
And the music video takes place in a school.
Like,
yeah, well, I have the image here, and I apologize. I called the first song or the second song off the record Perennials. It's actually Perennial. You got Sophomore Slump, 100% Slapper. One's called Coffee.
Oh yeah, yes.
Poor number 5, poor girl. Justine is an ugly name. Strawberry Lane, Temper Tantrum. I won't read all of them. Go to their Facebook page, check that out. Are you guys doing your own social media these days, or do you have someone kind of helping you with that?
Yeah, so I pretty much do like 90% of everything you see on social media. So I try to blast everything possible. Get it all out there, send all emails out everywhere to different people, try to get us on some playlists, stuff like that. Jerry books our shows.
Yes.
He's the guy. Look at him. Jerry, you want to tell him? Oh.
Yeah, it's cool because it's like a real good team effort. Because Chris handles like the social media stuff. I tend to handle more of the shows, booking shows. CJ, when it comes to like merch, like CJ's really hands on with that one.
Man.
And when it comes to like, ordering merch, trying to get the designs and the details, everything. So like CJ is very helpful on that. And John Kamor, like him, like it's funny because for him, like he's just like a good support, like in all three ways, like helping Chris out with social media stuff, helping me out with, hey, I know some shows that we could do, and helping give opinions on merch. So it's like a really good team dynamic here when it comes to duties that we do.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we don't want to fully announce, but yeah, we do have a lot of dope shows coming up this summer. So
cool.
we'll leave it at that.
All right. Well, when
keep your eyes peeled.
A lot of fun stuff.
People watch or listen to this, make sure you follow their page. I mean, it must work because you guys have been around for 5-ish plus years. I mean, that's kind of feels like a long time, and 2 of those were during a pandemic. So it's like you're doing something right. It works. The family unit kind of works in that regard, and that's great to see. It's so amazing, like these days, like where back when they were just putting out records and touring, like they had bands had people behind them to take care of. Well, there wasn't so much to take care of outside of like scheduling radio interviews and TV and all that kind of shit. But nowadays it's so much on you guys as not only to perform and write and create the music, you also have to promote yourselves in the right way too. So
that's right.
It's a lot of work.
It's tough, because especially like right now, like playlisting is like the number one thing. And it's hard to get on one. It's hard.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about that? I've saw on your social media you've made it on a couple, and how important is that to bands? And if someone's listening who doesn't know about that, explain why it's important and how they can go about doing that.
So, for if you're starting out or if you've been around for a while, to get on a playlist so if you get on an editorial playlist or just a regular playlist that has a couple hundred followers on it, you potentially have access to a bunch of different states in the country or different countries of people listening on that playlist. So the opportunity to get the song listened to elsewhere is a higher chance. But the curator in charge of the playlist has to like the song in order to put it on there, which is the hardest part. You know what I mean? So.
And what's really cool is what really makes us proud is the fact that, like especially the recent stuff that we've put out, like wow, it's a low price and One Shot, like it's such a good feeling that they've been getting put in a lot of playlists. We keep getting notifications like, oh hey, we added the song on our playlist, and it's a really cool feeling. It's just like, oh hey.
Like wow, that's a little price.
It really does help. It really does.
It does.
Yeah.
Like wow, that's a little price currently has been streamed in over 60 different countries.
That's awesome.
Super cool.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of cool stuff happening, and we just are so grateful for the support that we've been given so far.
I noticed that One Shot is not on this album, and I feel like you put that out as like a single, right? Like,
yes,
it was a single, and it was kind of like, let's see how this rolls.
That was one of my favorite. I remember I told you guys, like, it was like I put it on. I was driving to work, and I was like, I had goosebumps, and for me, that's always like a good sign. I mean, who am I, right? But like, I always like that hits, right? And it's like this song, like you say on this album it slaps,
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, I that came out, and I was like, wow, this is really great. So why leave it off the album?
Makes it more special.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's something really special about having like a single like that and not having it included on the record. Especially at the time we were still working on the record. And like we settled on 15, but there was more songs that we were playing with. But we decided like, all right, 15's like the max. Like we can't go more than that. So I would have liked to have seen 20 though, Jerry. I think 20 could have been cool. What do
Next
you
one.
think?
Next one.
Next
That
one.
might be asking a lot from the audience. At that point, that's a double album.
That's a double.
Yeah. That's you're getting into territory of Smashing Pumpkins on that one.
Yes.
Yeah, and especially at that point too, like you kind of sacrifice not only like the song quality, but when you condense the album, you get potentially the best work that the band's offering you at that time.
Yeah, for sure. I think that goes with a lot of things. Like I'm a big fan of like restaurants with smaller menus.
Absolutely.
Where like the inventory is well managed. They can focus on 5-6 great entrees. When I go to a restaurant, if there's like pages upon pages of items, I'm like, how are they keeping stock? Like, how are they keeping inventory? It's probably all frozen. They're probably just throwing it in a microwave or whatever and pushing it out. So, I mean, that's kind of.
I give one good example of a restaurant with like a novel size menu.
Go ahead.
Cheesecake Factory. Have you ever been? Cheesecake Factory.
I've been. It's been probably 12 years.
All right. Yeah, I've been. Oh, Chris, we're going.
You have to go. Let's make a trip. It's happening.
Let's do it. It's down in King of Prussia. That's the closest one.
Let's go. 2 hours. That's it.
I was in Maryland.
Their menu is like 27 pages long, and honestly, I've eaten there a couple times to try out different things, and it's been pretty good every time.
Okay. All right.
So that's
all right.
literally
I stand corrected.
one I can think of.
Who invited this guy? Joe, I'm the host. Listen to what I say, agree with it, and move on. No, I mean,
maybe I'm just really hungry.
No, I mean, I can't. I'm not saying it can't be done, but I think more often than not, if people focus on a handful of things, they can just really tailor that. Tailor their hone their skills, so to speak, and really do a great job.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, whatever, Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry. Whatever. Dude.
So you said you guys been gone for a while. Like, new album. What can we expect from this album? Is it a little bit of the same? Is it a little different? I feel like Wow, That's a Low Price is kind of consistent with, One Shot. Well, it's different than One Shot even, but like kind of consistent with, what Stay Loud has been. But then I listen to Perennial and I'm like, this isn't loud at all. Like this is cool. It's a different vibe, right? So what can we expect from the new album?
The new album has a lot of different vibes in it. There's a lot of rock and roll type influence in this record. But yet again, every song is going to be different. So there is still the Stay Loud element of that punk rock. There's a lot of heavy elements too. So you're going to hear a lot of cool breakdowns and whatever like that. Not too many, but just a little bit. What else, Jerry? What do you think?
I mean, it really covers a lot of bases because like there's something for everybody. And what's great about the new album is that it really makes us a little bit more adaptable, because it's really funny because numerous times we'd be playing shows with like all hardcore bands, or sometimes we'd be playing a show where it's all like indie folk rock bands, and we end up being the loudest band playing that night. So the cool thing about this album is the fact that we have songs where if we're playing with a more hardcore type of show, then we can play the heavy stuff. If we're playing a show, songs that we can play on that, and then obviously we have songs that you could play at like any punk rock show that you can. So it's a very adaptable album. So it's definitely a very exciting thing.
It's definitely something that we haven't done before. Definitely super excited for it. We put a lot of time into it. So, Jerry's excited.
Yes.
I'm excited
Very.
too. I really am. I mean, I
thank you.
always love when, especially local musicians put out, records and new music. And again, 15 is unheard of. So I'm excited for it. And I'm excited for the follow-up of, One Shot.
The
So, yeah.
kind of follow up to One Shot would be Justine's an Ugly Name.
Poor girl.
That's kind of the only other ska song we have.
Okay.
So, but that would be like kind of this is whoever likes One Shot will like this one. I think anyways.
Are you familiar with the band Fat Chance?
I am not.
Fat Chance. And the reason I bring this up is because for two reasons. I just was with Justin from Ionic Development on Monday. He did one of the Juice Box sessions. He asked me to host, and they were doing Fat Chance. And I never heard of Fat Chance prior to that evening. Well, prior to him asking me to be part of it. And I said, what would you consider this music to be before I check it out? And he said, metal ska. And I was like, okay, all right, I'll check it out, right? And for any ska lover, I think they should definitely check that band out. Fat Chance from New Jersey. It's not that like real screamy, heavy, metal like stuff, but like there's definitely hints of that.
Right.
But it's very melodic, and then they tie in ska, the accordion, and the horns.
Beautiful.
Check that out. I think you'll really enjoy it. Let me know what you think about that. But
absolutely,
definitely.
But yeah, so thanks again to Justin for having me be part of that. It was a lot of fun. What else you guys got going on? I mean, I feel like there's so much. I think you're part of an upcoming contest too, aren't you?
Yeah, so we're part of the Big Break season 3. I just did that last weekend. I did an interview and a live performance for that. We have to submit a homemade music video soon, which is going to be exciting. And then I believe round 2 is in September. I mean, hopefully we'll be playing at the V Spot. I hope. Not really sure though, but we'll see what happens.
Sure. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Yeah, we were part of. I had AL on a couple times to talk about the season 2. Seems like a cool thing to something cool for this area. Not only this area because it's a statewide thing.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you guys are part of it. I actually found a few new bands from that contest from just bands outside the area. So it's a cool thing he's doing. So
absolutely, yeah, it's phenomenal. I'm very excited to see where it goes, and just being a part of it's going to be great.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned the V Spot, so I feel like this is a great time to take a shot. Ask you some questions from listeners, fans of the podcast, and fans of the band. I don't think anyone asked anything since we've been on here, but I know that Dave Ermack, this is not music related, but he asked, what show or series are you currently obsessed with?
Ooh.
You want to go first, Jerry? You want me to go first?
You can go first. I've been awful when it comes to like streaming shows and stuff.
I feel that. It's an old show, but The Simpsons. All right. Something about it. You just keep rolling through each episode and you're just like, just keep going. It's just awesome. That and Moon Knight. Moon Knight's fantastic.
Yes.
Highly recommend. I'm excited for Obi-Wan Kenobi next week. More excited than Jerry, actually.
Hey.
It's a fact. You can tell you.
You sure about that?
Absolutely.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Oh shit. Yo. Oh no. For those of you who are just listening, they're pulling out all their Star Wars memorabilia. Chris has Popo or Funko Pops, and Jerry's got posters of what is that? Yoda on his wall. I'm not a huge Star Wars guy. I should try and give it a chance. I remember like when I was growing up, like I feel like every Christmas it was like on like cable television during the holidays, and I remember being on, but I never kind of sat down and watched it. I don't know why.
It's good. It's just they're long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so many movies. You have to,
And now TV shows.
which are better, I think.
Yes.
But you have to watch the movies. You
Yeah.
can't just, you know what I mean? Like you have to watch the movies to watch the show.
Yeah. For me, I don't know if it's like the way we consume media these days, if it's just like my life the way it is now, like having a kid and just being a little busy with like, I don't get a lot of time to sit down and watch a movie. So like if I see one that's like more than an hour and a half long, I'm out. I'm out.
Yep.
Can't do it. And then I feel like, if I spent 2 hours watching a movie, I should be spending it doing something constructive. Like, so that's why, I mean, I like doing this, and I should work out, but we've discussed how that's going. But yeah, it's just a lot. I like TV shows that are like half-hour clips or even 40 minutes. You can kind of,
It's easier to consume. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like half hour is much better than 2.
Yeah.
Like we don't even watch movies here anymore. Like if we go watch a movie, it's at like Cinemark, but it's rare. You know what I mean? Like we just saw Doctor Strange, but that's like it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I wanted to see the Batman so bad, but that
It
was,
was
I heard,
really
like
good.
over 3 hours, and then
Yeah.
it came to HBO Max, right? So I
Yep.
tried watching it at home, and I don't know if it's just the way my TV is or what the issue is with the sound, but it was constantly like loud and then like real quiet. And then I didn't want to turn it up too loud for the loud parts because I don't want to wake up my kid. But then
Yeah.
like the low parts were too low. I couldn't even understand what was going on. I'm like, you know what? I messed up. I should have gone to the movie theater. Damn it.
It was really good. It
I
was really
didn't
good.
see it yet. So
Yeah. I remember vividly when I was younger. I mean, my first Batman was the Michael Keaton Batman.
Oh,
And my parents, they we rent movies on the weekends, like a Friday or Saturday night. They asked me what I wanted to see. I said Batman. And they went to the video store. Now the video store where I grew up, it was in the country, so there was not a huge selection. There was no Blockbuster or anything like that. So like they maybe had like 2, maybe 3 copies of like new releases. So my
Yeah.
parents came home. They're like, "Yeah, we got a movie. We got like I forget what it was, but it wasn't Batman," and I was upset.
Yeah.
Like as a little kid, like I wanted to see it. It wasn't Batman, and it turned out that they were fooling me. They got me Batman. I went from being sad as hell to the happiest kid in town.
that was a good move.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll use that on my kid one day.
Yeah.
I probably already have. Just not even realizing it, just like, joking with him. But so cool. Yeah. I mean, good luck with the contest. That's cool. It's
Absolutely.
it'll be here before you know it, right? September.
Yeah, it's right. This year's been flying by.
It really has. I was just
Yeah.
thinking about that the other day. Like I was in Boston with the guys for the first time since 2019 because it was canceled the last 2 years. We were just in Disney with the family. Like, and it all feels like a dream. It
Yeah.
literally feels like I blinked, it was over, and it was just a blip on the radar.
Absolutely.
It's weird.
It's
It was fun.
crazy.
Because like it was early March, I think, when we settled on the album release.
Mhm.
And it's just at the time, it's like, man, that's like months away. And now we're technically weeks away.
Yeah, like 3 weeks away or something.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
crazy.
So it's insane.
Yeah. And then we only have one question from Take a Shot, brought to you by the V Spot. But I wanted to know like what your favorite moment was as Stay Loud.
Question.
Ooh, there's a lot.
Now, does this categorize as like a show or?
I mean, yeah. I mean, we can break it down. We can go. What was the coolest show you ever played, or was it that, and also like was it creating this record? Whatever.
The coolest show, I think Jerry can vouch for me, was Warped Tour.
Oh, yeah.
Out.
Yeah.
That was special. Moment. There's a lot of moments, there was one time, during Warped Tour, when we were in a hotel and I had to share a bed with Jerry. I mean, that, now I'm thinking about it,
Listen, that's okay.
No, I don't know. There's a lot of good stuff. I really enjoyed, once the pandemic kind of started to wean out and we finally got to do like our first practice. That was really special.
Yeah.
After a couple months of not doing it, like obviously we were, sending each other, like demos and this and that, but we haven't actually like had physically played with each other. I think that was very special.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was funny because like that first practice back, it's like, okay, let's see. Do we remember how to play instruments?
Well, I'm sure you guys still played, right?
Yeah, I still played.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's funny because like I'm sure every musician will agree. It's one thing to practice on your own, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm hitting every note. I'm doing great. And then you actually practice with a live band, and it's like, I don't know how to play anymore.
I will say it was nice having a lot of extra time to practice and to learn a couple new tricks.
Oh
Which
yes.
is cool.
A lot of bands have said that, and a lot of bands I've talked to have like really took advantage of the time, the downtime. I mean,
Yeah.
I think everyone did. I hope they did at least. I mean, what a terrible time to be alive. But if like you didn't make the best of it, then like shame on you almost.
Absolutely.
It was nice, as scary as it was, and all the unknowns. It was nice to kind of slow life down a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
I wish it was slow down.
Yeah. I mean, I wish it didn't happen, to be honest.
Right.
I think everyone can agree with that, but it's and I think we're still like, it's obviously still a thing.
Yeah.
Have you guys been able to escape it?
COVID? No. So I went almost 2 years without it. Me and my buddies in January went to a Sixers game, and that was it. It was over. Now, mind you, you had to show proof of your vaccination and you had to wear your mask at all times. And I still came home with it.
Yep.
But after that, I was like, what else could I do now? So now I don't necessarily care.
Yeah. Jerry, how about you? You don't have to say it if you don't want to. I mean, I feel like
so I actually so it's funny. Well, with me, recently, so I just got back from a Cancun wedding, and what happened was, so me and my mother, we were going to this wedding. Now, a couple weeks ago, my family went. They got this really good vacation deal to go to Colombia, and like they went. They sent me photos. It was beautiful, and apparently, my parents unfortunately caught COVID while they were there. So thankfully, the Airbnb that they had, like, they were very gracious enough to be like, okay, yeah, we'll let you guys stay. So they took good care of them. But my brother, on the other hand, he tested negative, so he was able to come home. But then the moment he came home, now I still live with my brother. The moment he came home, then he started feeling sick. So it was that kind of thing of like trying to quarantine away from him. And I was preparing to go to Cancun for a wedding. So it was kind of that moment of paranoia of like, oh boy, I hope I don't catch it. So obviously before the trip, I went and got tested negative. And then the resort that we're at in Cancun, thankfully they did COVID testings. So before we obviously had to come back to the country, we did a COVID testing, and thankfully also negative. So I was able to go home. Good. Clearly. So a lot of close calls. But it's it's a scary time.
Yeah, we came home from Disney and got it. I don't know where it came from. I mean, I'm vaccinated, boosted, all that. So is my wife. My kid obviously is not because he's under 5. But yeah, it was kind of scary. Like, thankfully, like, I mean, I wouldn't even have tested, honestly. Like, my wife and I tested because we were traveling and we were going to go see her parents the next day, and they're like in their mid 70s or older. So we're like, you know what, we've been traveling, whatever. Like, I have like allergy-like symptoms. And I have allergy. Like I never would have tested myself otherwise. But
Yeah.
we both tested, and I'll tell you what, it was like scarier than being 18 and your girlfriend taking a pregnancy test. It was weird. Like sitting there waiting for the thing to change. And but now it's almost like you said before, I feel like I'm not constantly looking over my shoulder. You know?
Because what more can you do now? You know, you already got it, and that's and we both are vaccinated and boosted, so
What are you gonna do?
we did what we could do.
Yeah. My wife got terrified because she's pregnant, and then obviously there's a higher risk for complications and shit like that. But my son, you couldn't even tell. I mean, if you told me he had COVID, I'd be like, you're lying. So thankfully he was good. But
Yeah.
and my wife and I both had just like I said, allergy-like symptoms, and
Very good.
so. But as far as Stay Loud goes for the rest of 2022, I know you don't want to let too many of the shows out of the bag here, but what can people expect moving forward in 2022 after the album drops?
Just more shows.
A lot of grinding.
It's funny because we last week we wanted to at least show some love for the 5-year anniversary of the Basement EP. So we got together and did an acoustic. We filmed ourselves playing the whole EP acoustic, and it was funny because like 2 of the songs off that EP we probably haven't played in years. So it was definitely a fun little experience. But we always try to remember how things started for us and honor that. So yeah, we wanted to find some time to show some love for that one, and we released a video. We released a video last Thursday because last Thursday was the exact 5-year anniversary, May 12th.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's
Very
crazy. 5 years.
Yeah.
Just like that.
I know.
Just like that.
Crazy.
It's amazing. But well, best of luck to you guys with the new album. Like I said, I'm super
Thank you.
excited for that. The first 2 songs off that are excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really enjoy those. So I'm excited for the other 13. And like I said, best of luck with the big break contest.
Thank you.
Excited to see the video you create for that, to see if you can get to the second round. Hopefully you do. The V Spot's always a great place to play. So
Always.
but yeah, I mean, that's all I got for you guys, unless you have anything else. I'm sure it's Stay Loud on all the social media platforms. And
You can also check out our we have a merch store now. So if you go to our Facebook, we have a link to that. So
very
just
cool.
skim through. Pretty decent. So.
Very cool. All right. Well, check out Stay Loud on all social media platforms, all streaming platforms. Make sure you save their music, follow them on all those places. These guys are really great, and happy to be able to talk to you guys tonight. So hopefully I'll see you guys sooner than later.
Definitely.
Yes, we hope so.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right.
See ya.
Oh.